Welcome to another episode of Queen 3 and King. You see us. I'm your host, King Doc. That's King Doc. At King Doc on most social media platforms, but on Facebook, it's my government. You see two queens here and a substitute king. Even though we're gonna figure out why he used to be called Justina back in the day, so maybe we do have three queens on here after all.
I forgot about that.
So today's topic is Once Upon a Time. If you are Queen 3 and King historians and partakers on a regular basis, you will have saw an episode called I think it was Story Time or some family affairs or something like that. Mm-hmm. So where we told stories there, such as when me, Gail, Nikki, Paul, and Carol went to jail. I mean, no, we didn't go to jail. We didn't go to jail. We got stopped. We didn't go to jail. I'm gonna tell a jail story today. We got stopped. So that was pretty funny. So today we got a couple of stories to tell. And for those of you who are friends and family, we will give some behind the scenes on this honey bun caper. All we know is Mama's version, how she told the story. Now we're going to come through the eyes of the criminal and see what he was thinking.
Come on, smooth criminal.
So, yeah. So this ought to be fun. So, but before we get into that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my illustrious co-host. We're going to start in Van Augustine, Texas, in the country, with the seasoned queen by way of East Garland, Texas, one of the original V1s of the East Side Posse. We got Coco, Darling Nikki, Skinny Minnie, Boney Maroney, the Glam Mall herself. What up, Queen?
Hey, everybody. I missed you guys last week. Hope you guys had a wonderful 4th of July. We did, didn't we, Mika?
Yep. Well, we were not supposed to be here today. This was originally a council show, but because we had technical difficulties last week, we decided to go ahead and put it on this week. And I think they got all the drinking out the way at my house, and I'm gonna explain that. I'm gonna explain my $320 alcohol bill today. I'm gonna explain that in a minute. Ooh. That'll be the first story I tell you.
All I had was Coke.
Yeah, you see who hiding their face. Okay, and next, fresh off of a victory in her imbroglio with the city of Tulsa and the state of Oklahoma, respectively. We'd like to thank the independent arbitrator for their ruling. And, hopefully she can move on with her life. I know there's been a stain placed on her public reputation, but hopefully she can move on and still get her career back in order and online. This is the educator, Meba TT. Talk to the people, Queen.
Good evening, everybody. And I've been so excited about this show, but this $320 bill, cannot wait to hear about it.
And then last but not least, filling in for the baby queen, we have Elevate's own, BS3 Network's own, City of Garland's own, Roy City's own, Justin Caraway. Talk to the
Yay,
people,
Jesse.
Jesse.
Yeah,
well, hello, everyone. Glad to be here. Looking forward to this episode because I know it's about to be hilarious.
Matter of fact, we can really tell a story about you and your papa, Jesse, if we want to get into it, because there's some stuff. I wish I had Mama to tell that story.
I got you, because I was the one walking up the hill with him.
Thank you. You didn't know either, so don't even.
Yes, I did.
Well, she didn't have to know.
She didn't know.
It wasn't up to her to know.
Nobody knew until later on. You gonna sit there and tell that lie like you knew. You were just happy to get a frozen Snicker. Don't do that.
A frozen Snicker.
All right. Well, hey, again, welcome to the show. If you are on Facebook, please give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook credentials, your name, and whatnot just like our couple of viewers have already. That's Amy Marita. She says, "Hey, my beautiful nieces and handsome nephews."
Hey, Marita.
What's going on? We got Keisha Walker in the building.
Hey,
Hey, Keisha.
One of the hosts of the new Ben Sutter III and Ivan Dawkins created and produced Perspective podcast. So hopefully that'll be launching soon. We also have Rita Wiley. Ain't Rita in the building? She goes, "Howdy,
Hey,
family."
Rita.
Yeah,
Cowgirl.
she's still in cowgirl mode. And she goes, "Wasn't my Coors Light?" No, that you. In fact, you should have took that other 9-pack that was out there in that small refrigerator because I need to recycle them. When you leave, ain't it? Don't leave no Coors Light behind. Take them so I can keep a fresh batch in there.
What did Brandon say? Are those any good?
Yeah, they expired because she the only reason they in there, and he know they in there every time you see him. So yeah, take those with you. I need to see a zero sum at the end of the day. We got Ben Sutter the third. He put the BS in the BS3 network. We got the pugilist, CJ Boyd, the pugilist. That means a professional boxer.
All right then.
Yeah,
God
he's
is
on the
good.
line. He said, "What's good, y'all? What's up, CJ?" And then we got the
Hey,
pastor,
CJ.
Derek Smith, on the line.
Hey,
What's going
Hey,
on, Pastor
Derek.
Smith? All right. So my $320 alcohol bill. Well, today I had to go and replace. Let me get the list out right quick because I got to make myself a list. Oh, I'm not lying. Let's see. One bottle, 1.75 liter Jack Daniels, regular original.
Now
One
that wasn't
bottle.
me this time.
Hey, you done had your share of Jack Daniels. One bottle, 1.75 liter Crown Royal Apple. One bottle, 1.7 liter Crown Royal regular original. 2 bottles, 750 milliliter Crown Royal Peach. 1 bottle, 1 liter Grey Goose regular or original. So again,
which one did you drink, Justin?
Yeah,
I had the Hennessy, so I was good. I walked away.
Yeah, the Hennessy still got almost 3 full bottles left, so he behaved himself. But but for those of you who know me, that's what it's there for. That's what my intent is, so folks can come and have a good time. It was good seeing cousin Craig Young out there.
Oh yeah.
It still took him a little while to get used to the fact that you got a real open bar and you can drink as much as you want and ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
He kept asking for permission.
And Ben said, "Pooja, what? Pugilist, you know what it is." CJ said, "Damn, y'all was turned." Yeah, we was turned.
CJ.
All right.
And he named just a couple.
Yeah, that's just what I had to replace. That ain't what done got hit hard.
Right.
That's just what I had to physically get some new bottles in here with.
And as you were saying, Craig had to adjust to the free world.
Yeah, yeah, he did. Yeah, he had to adjust. Oh, pickle. Oh, I forgot to add pickle juice to the list.
You better add it.
I got that on order. I got to order it from. They got to ship pickle juice in. We use so much pickle juice over here.
Wow.
I can't just go to the store and get it. Matter of fact, all my pickle jars dry in the motherfucker in the refrigerator. They was siphoning the shit out of there.
Somebody said it had jalapenos. I was like, "Nah."
That was the one I made for Mika. Mika, I forgot to tell you, I got a jar of spicy pickles in there that I'm making for you. Since you like those ones at that restaurant, so I got a jar of making for you.
Spicy pickles. Y'all drunk the juice out of that?
No, it's still there. They probably tried and that spice hit their asses and they let it go. That's the only one got some juice left.
That was Pedro that tried that, not me.
Yep, Justin selling everybody up. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We just said, Craig Young, you're so much fun, cuz that's why
he
we
really
brought him on board. Well, let's get this story started, okay? This story time, once upon a time, started. In fact, we know Rick the Ruler, also known as Slick Rick, has a song out there that tells a story, and he starts this story. It's called a children's story. This ain't no children. Some of us was children, but some of us was grown. And he said, once upon a time, not long ago, when people wore pajamas and lived life slow, baby. Huh?
Yeah.
Laws was stern and justice was good, and people were behaving like they ought to good. So anyway, let's get to the lawless behavior that Nikki partook in first. So why don't you set the scene for your story, tell who was involved, approximately when it happened, what y'all end up doing, and why. And again, whoever's not telling the story, the other 3 people will be listening. They will interrupt if they got a question. So just be ready to keep rolling.
But first and foremost, y'all, I got to give God all the glory because I didn't go to jail that night.
Oh, give
Praise
the
the Lord. Hallelujah. Won't he do it?
That's the problem. As you'll find out in the Honey Bun story, a little jail time will do your ass some good.
It brings you closer to the Lord.
Closer to him. All right.
Yeah,
now.
it'll do what 4 years of college won't do. It'll teach your black ass.
It raised you. It raised you.
Oh my gosh. So on this particular story, it was myself, who at that time was probably I probably wasn't even 14 or 15 yet.
Y'all notice, Justin, you remember the other story we told this week? You notice how all our stories, we 12, 13, 14. Hey, we wasn't waiting to get in the streets. Hey, the streets, hey, we for the streets.
Was looking for us.
We for the streets. You hear me?
In the words of Paul Caraway, "Wimmer kids."
Yeah. All right now.
All right.
But it was myself, and like I said, I was either 13 or 14, maybe 15. But so myself and Uncle Lawrence, who is our mom's brother, he and myself and Renee, I can't remember Renee's maiden name or whatever, but anyway, she's related to the Luckies. It's KK and them mom. I meant KK and them sister.
Okay.
So I
didn't know which Renee you were talking about when you first said this. Okay.
She and I and Uncle Lawrence stole our bonus dads, which is Mika and Alicia's dad. Mm-hmm. We stole his Ford. Was that a Ford gray truck?
It was a Ranger, a Ford Ranger.
Ranger.
4-speed. Stick shift.
4-speed. And neither one of us knew how to drive.
Of course.
A 4-speed.
Hell, AJ Bradley knew how to drive.
Yeah, he could barely drive.
Not too much on Anthony though.
So on this particular night, he had he had his little drinks in. So
that crown.
Yeah, so Uncle Lawrence, I'm sure he took me along because I wouldn't tell nobody.
Yeah. But you'll find out that's a recurring theme. So I wouldn't tell nobody. Mark that phrase. Keep that fresh in your head because that's gonna be a recurring theme.
Yeah. So anyway, he was like, we're gonna go to the Lions Club, to this party they got going on tonight.
Lions Club.
Yeah, Lions Club. That's an old club.
And that's not lying as if you telling the lie. That's lines like raw. Nigga.
Yeah. Yes. And so Uncle Lawrence and me and we all got in the car, and I'm thinking Uncle Lawrence really knew how to drive the truck.
Yeah, I was jerking.
We jerked the entire time from Lake Drive to the Lounge Club. And the Lounge Club was like in the downtown area.
It was on Walnut, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we all go to the club. We got in.
Hey, some parties at the Lions Club.
It was some good parties.
They used to have a weekly dance show at the Lions Club that came on cable access TV.
Yes. And it
was our version of Soul Train.
Yeah. It probably took us about, with his driving and him jerking and us stalling out, it probably took us about an hour almost to get there, 45 minutes to an hour, and that's not a long drive.
When it should have took 5 or 6 minutes maximum. That's missing every light.
Yes, and Uncle Lawrence could not drive that truck. We jerked, like I said, the entire way. But when we got to the club, he couldn't even park the truck.
I believe because it kept rolling.
Rolling.
He didn't park it in gear.
He probably had to drive.
Yeah, he probably had it in neutral, and he didn't put the emergency brake on. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember how you did me when I first got my
Nikki bought a stick shift and didn't know how to. She called me from the dealership, didn't even know how to drive it, but she finna buy it. And I told her, go on and buy it. I'll teach you to drive it. And she knew how to drive it. She knew how to drive it by the time we got home.
Yeah, but it was so funny because on that drive home, I was thinking about this Negro that came all the way here to meet me at the dealership, and I was jerking. He was like, I was getting scared, and the guy, people behind us blowing the horn. He said, F them, just go ahead and drive.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, but Uncle Lawrence, he could not get it in park for the longest, so he finally got it in there. It took him, I know, about a good 15 minutes to get it parked. Wow. But we went inside the club. We had a good time. And then on our way back, I was scared that maybe AJ or Mama would be up and one of them would see us, getting out the truck and stuff. But we had a good time that night. But we did steal a truck, and we lived to tell it, and we didn't go to jail.
Mhm.
No
Now,
jail.
so y'all, so wait a minute, y'all didn't get caught.
No, we did not get caught.
So y'all stayed there, got it back home,
And we stayed there till the party was
AJ,
over.
because he had been drinking, he didn't get back
he was
up.
done.
He
Yeah,
ate
you know,
and
Mama
was
go to bed
passed
at
out.
6:37.
Okay. And it was that when Lawrence wasn't staying there then, because he was only staying with us when Mama was single. He didn't stay with us after she was
Right.
Okay.
But
he was back at Thelma and Charles.
Yeah, he was back at Uncle Thelma's and Uncle Thelma, Aunt Charles and Uncle Thelma's house.
But it wasn't
but
nothing
we had
for
a
him
good-
to walk up to the house.
Yeah, he walked up
because
to
it
our
was a
house
real
all
short
the time.
walk. You know,
Mhm.
it's probably a 10-minute, 12
Yep.
minute at the most.
But we
And,
partied hard before we came back to Lake Drive.
Yeah.
How was
Real
the
hard.
how was the drive back? Did he get the
He
gears
did.
down?
He started getting the hang of it on the way back.
No.
Yeah, he started getting the hang of it.
I
on
bet
the
he
way
was.
back.
I bet he was stripping the shit out them girls.
He
bro.
was. He was. And every time me and Renee be like, "Woo!"
Yeah.
I hope we get home
Yeah,
safe, y'all.
Ben brings up a good point. He goes, stealing is a recurring theme in y'all stories.
Not mine.
And then Weta brings up a good point. She goes, Chad Carway knows about stealing cars. Yep,
Yes,
he do.
me and Chad both.
Wow, boy.
And CJ says, y'all know I'm a real day one because y'all been talking about this Honey Bun story since December of last year. Now I finally get to hear it.
But we've been talking about it. I've been talking about it my whole life.
Yeah. Now this Facebook user, I don't know who that is. You got to give Facebook permission to be able to use your name so we can give you credit. But whoever you are, we appreciate the support. Now follow directions.
But that night was a really fun night, though.
Okay, so y'all got away with it.
Yeah.
So,
but don't y'all teenagers try this at home?
No, don't try. This was a different day and time.
Don't. The police gonna be on y'all tail.
Right. Don't try this at home.
Yeah, this ain't for the faint of heart, and y'all soft nowadays, so don't be trying to do this. You know, it may ruin your life.
But I was so excited to go with these grown-ups to a club.
How did you get in the club?
Huh?
You know they wasn't checking.
I got news for you. If Lawrence was there, I don't need to know any. See, that wasn't a question that would have came up for me because if Lawrence was with her, it wasn't nowhere in Ghana she couldn't have got in. Yeah, had a problem or nothing.
They let me get in there too.
They loved him just.
Yeah,
that ain't no
them
question.
Girls did for sure.
That ain't no question.
Oh, man.
Where y'all think I get it from?
I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
We're gonna let that one go.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Wait a minute, Justin. Don't interrupt this. Look at this.
Boy, get out there, Justin.
You don't mess with that. Look at that.
He said don't interrupt this.
I beg to
Somebody should screenshot it.
All right. So we're about a quarter of the way through. So we're going to pause just a moment for station identification.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
All right. We back. Let's see. So whoever this is must know me because they said hush.
Probably Mama. I ain't Weta, I ain't Marita.
Yeah, and then we got Ben says this was way back in the time. Yep, it was.
Yep.
And he's trying to quote that one song that say that this was way back in the time. I can't remember what song that is. Okay, so next story. This story will also feature Nikki, but I will be involved in it. And Nikki, you got to help me with something. We're going to kind of tell this together. This is the story of when Nikki rear-ended somebody in her Ford Tempo and how I masterfully covered it up. But before we get into that, we were with Devin. I remember that. I can't remember
with
who
Devin.
else was Devin. You know,
rest in peace, Devin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was with us that night? Let's start.
It was the whole Kaiser Street teen choir. Just
okay.
about.
Okay.
This
Adrian was there.
After we went to choir rehearsal, and we all ended up going to the
South Dallas. We was off Dolphin. Yeah. We was off Dolphin
Road area,
a little south of I-30.
Yep, we went to the area
right where the Oak Farms. If you're
Yep.
from Dallas, right where the Oak Farms milk plant is, right there.
And then we all talking about just after choir rehearsal. That's just we did go to choir rehearsal, did our thing, whatever. Yeah. Then afterwards we all got together. Wasn't Gwen McGinley with us too?
I don't know. All I remember is
she was in the choir too. I think the whole choir, teen choir went.
So why? Because I didn't normally hang with your group. How did I end up being in it? Was it one of those situations where in order for you to go, I had to go?
Yeah, yeah.
or was it just simply because I went to choir rehearsal with you?
No, I don't think you went to choir rehearsal
because
you
I
was
wasn't
singing
in the choir. That's right. Not in the y'all teenage choir. I did.
Yeah, you didn't sing in the choir.
I was just now staying up for the whole church service.
Yeah,
I hadn't been too long.
Yep.
From not having to need a nap during the service.
Yeah,
Justin, remember that?
Mama used to come down from the pews of the choir area and get on to him.
Yeah, I was at Kaiser Street. I was sitting in the back 2-3 rows on the right side, scamming on chicks. You know what I'm saying? That's what we did.
Oh,
baby, I'm not.
We didn't need to know that. But anyway, moving right along.
Don't interrupt when you see this. Let that ride. Let that simmer.
That'll be great.
Okay.
But remember, it was raining too.
It
was a little drizzle
That's
out
right.
when we got there.
That's right.
And I was getting ready to stop at a red light.
Little drizzle.
And a little drizzle. It wasn't a lot.
And you know what? That's worse for the streets because when it's just a little rain, that's more slick.
Yeah,
when it's a
real
lot of
slick.
rain.
Yeah. And so I was.
And she hadn't been driving long.
No, not long. And our bonus dad and mama bought me that car.
I was
Ford Tempo. I didn't even have it that long.
I was talking to somebody today and I asked him, you know what I gotta ask about that story is how did she even pay for that? Because we wasn't no well-to-do. We know about the block cheese. You understand?
I think that car payment was $169 a month back then.
Yeah.
Dang. And it was a Ford Tempo.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Was it brand new?
It wasn't brand new, but it was like a year or two old, maybe.
Yeah, because it was
brand new for a teenager.
It was white, had like kind of the cranberry color seats in it. So I remember well.
Yeah. Because I used to take Ted and Chuck and Tootie to school in it. Mm-hmm. But it was wet and the light changed on us from green real quick to red. And I ran into the back of somebody.
Yeah, that was Devin's car, right?
I ran to the back of Devin's car.
Yeah,
and but it didn't do nothing to Devin's car. I don't think.
I don't think because back then you had real metal bumpers.
Yeah, so it didn't do anything to her car at all. But so when we get back, I was like, oh yeah, when we get home, I'm gonna be in trouble. Oh, I'm gonna be in so much trouble. And Ted was like, no, he's like, I got you.
And this is where I'm gonna take over.
You've been lying all your life.
Now he had me then.
But first, let me answer a couple of questions. So first of all, Marita said it's Grace when talking about I don't know how I didn't go to jail or whatever.
No,
the Facebook user.
Oh, it's gotcha.
Grace. Okay.
But it was Grace.
Yeah, it was.
And then Weta said, "What place in South Dallas?" I don't know. We were going to somebody's house, I believe.
We were going to get something to drink.
Okay.
And we had somebody pay for it for us.
Yeah, but I remember going to somebody's house.
We did go to somebody's house, but at that point we was going to get something to drink.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't
didn't stop us from getting a drink though.
But back in the day, you used to go to Jackie's on off of Carroll
and go to the drive-thru,
and they'll give you something to drink, even though you was underage. So anyway, again, I'm gonna take over. So accident happens. Nikki freaking out. She trying to be all cool and play like she wasn't crying and going on. Nikki ass was crying.
I thought Mama and AJ was so mad.
She just knew that we over here in South Dallas. Yeah. You know, how you gonna tell them this? You know, et cetera, et cetera. So I sprung into action real quick. So when she hit Devin's car, she hit it with her front driver's side corner. And so some of the pieces of the turn signal, the yellow pieces and stuff, were on the ground. I quickly, because I knew about forensic scenes and stuff like that, even though I was only 12 or so, I scooped them pieces up and put them in the back seat with me. When we got home that night, I sprinkled them out around the floor on the ground. And so I said, in the morning, I'm going to get up because I always got up for everybody. She wouldn't have thought anything of it that I'm leaving to go to the gym or down around the Sidney Clark or Tony right in them house or something like that. And so when I came out, I just pretended like I didn't know. So I looked at the scene because I set the scene at night. So I wanted to make sure it had nothing changed in the daytime. And my pieces were playing out there in a very believable pattern. So I ran in the house and I said, Nikki, somebody done hit your car. and she talking about what? And then she come running outside all upset. And needless to say, Mama come running outside right behind it. And I said, somebody done hit your car. while it was parked. And why would you not believe it?
Why
you see
it was
deer,
parked.
It was facing
You
the street too.
and you see, matter of fact, I told her exactly where to park that night when we got on, right? And then so you see the pieces of the light right there.
Mm-hmm.
So who would think in their right mind that y'all brought these from the scene and laid them on the ground? Who would think that? So when I say it was never a question, they didn't ask a question one. And I don't know if we done told this story yet. I think we might have told Mama. I think I might have told Mama one time. Okay. Maybe.
A Ford Tempo? What is? I'm gonna have to look that car up.
Yeah, it was an 85. It was an 85 Ford Tempo.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, white 85.
So Ben said, "What was she sniffling?" No, she was crying.
Yeah, I can cry on point.
Yeah, and I guess if that's great, she goes, "OMG." Ben started laughing. Marita laughed. Tracy said, "Screaming." Patty, who don't ever say nothing, said, "Funny." So,
oh my God.
So that was the story of how I masterfully covered it up for her. Now, why would you not take care of your little brother after that? You understand? Why would you not just take care of him?
I would have.
Because I mean, it's like I
didn't have no money to give you, bruh.
But that didn't. Oh, but you did have something, and that's what this next story is going to be about. As soon as we come back from station identification.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
So again, why would you not take care of a little brother like that?
And if he done cut his hand up trying to get that light and stuff in that car.
He didn't cut himself.
He put it in his pocket and sprinkled it out.
I didn't put it in my pocket. I put it on the floorboard because there was I made sure to get some big pieces, some medium-sized pieces, and some small pieces. And I even had sense enough to put a couple of small pieces on the inside of the light, right where it was cracked, to make it look like it had fell back into it.
The fact that you were 12 thinking like that says a lot about your history.
Don't it, man?
A lot.
Hey, my partners, Scooty, Kevin, Chuck, Steve, they all knew if anything went down, shut up. Let me do
but
the
not only that.
It was a thing. They knew if somebody started talking when we got in trouble, somebody else would check them and say, man, shut up.
But Ted, what happened to that time
I got it.
That you and your friends wrecked my car?
Oh,
and you lied.
That's going to be part 3 because I got some other good stories.
Yeah, you wrecked it.
That was a 2-door car?
No, that was 4-door. That was 4-door. It was a small 4-door.
They may have a 2-door though, but they might have had one.
Ben said I would if you was involved out. I don't know what he's saying. I would too.
Be quiet.
So CJ said I had to look up what a Ford Tempo was Justin. I'm gonna send you the pic.
And it had like red interior.
Priscilla said at 12. Yes, ma'am. At 12. I've been slow in a long time.
Look, Nikki trying to dress it up, make the car look better than what it was.
No, my car was good.
But back in the day for 85,
and all my friends couldn't believe I had a car like that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. CJ said that man dog been a schemer. And Eric Butler said, yeah. So I was, I put on game. So again, why would you not take care of a little brother like that? But unfortunately, I had to keep teaching her this lesson because see, those of you who know our family and our mom, you know that she had an in-home daycare for probably 40 years if you add them all up, right?
Yeah.
About 40 years.
I know where you're going with this.
All right. So as part of the plan, some of the kids, so they mom and dad wouldn't have to keep bringing them full lunches or snacks every single day. They would just buy entire containers of them, like an entire container of Little Debbie snacks or an entire container of bag-sized snack-sized chips or whatever, right? We didn't have fruit snacks yet, I don't think.
No.
Mostly Little Debbie's and chips is basically what you had, some cookies and stuff like that. So one day, I'm coming in the kitchen around the corner, and I hear some plastic rustling and shit. Yeah, where she opening one of these Little Debbie's, and I'm like, "What you doing?"
Mama didn't cook that day.
So that Little Debbie went flying and shit, in the house. And I'm like, "What you doing?" Hungry. And she was getting one of them Little Debbie snacks. Well, our mama didn't play. Okay, so
she still don't play.
She don't play. So Nikki knew if this nigga tell me I'm gonna get my back beat off.
So you tried to throw it?
No, she threw it because she got scared.
She
but
got
check it out.
scared.
But right now, only me and her know. So I hold her life
Mama
in
ain't
the
gonna do
palm of
nothing.
my hand, and I know I can get you. Well, there's a cost to me keeping your secret.
Oh my God.
Yeah, jerk.
This was the cost. You
Yeah,
remember that,
you
Nikki?
still got that?
No, I bought you one to replace the one that I blackmailed
Oh,
from you.
thank
So
you.
this is yours. This is what it cost her. A
I know
Rubik's
you
Cube.
lying.
Cube.
So she had one. I don't know how it went that she had one and I didn't.
Yeah, I did. I had one.
But I wanted that sucker because I used to always have to ask her to play with it and stuff like
And
that.
usually I tell them no.
She would hold it over my head. Well, guess what? You ain't gonna tell me no now, because guess what? I'm gonna tell mama unless you give me that Rubik's Cube. Guess what I was playing with for the next 3 weeks? Mama was so used to me not being able to play with it. She came in. What you doing? Do Nikki know you got that? Yes, ma'am. She gave
I
it
didn't
to
play
me.
about that.
He gave it to me.
So when do
You
I
go
get my
in the
Rubik's
living room
Cube?
like this.
Whenever I see you next, it's yours. I bought it specifically for this. Still in the box and stuff like
That's
that.
hilarious.
So I told
Me and Sailor gonna play with it.
so that was one of the things that I'm sure Mama didn't believe. You know, like she just gave that to you, but she didn't have a good reason to figure out why she would have done that. Or anything.
Mama don't know half of these
So
stories.
she couldn't quit. Oh, she ain't never heard that story. Now, what kind of snack cake was it? Was it an oatmeal cream, one of them oatmeal pies? Or was it a lemon? I couldn't remember. Okay, because it was two that'll get Nikki strung out. Okay,
Not no more though. You still when I was a kid.
And them lemon. So isn't it funny that I'm the one who went to jail behind some honey bun, but she also had a penchant, a knack for stealing snack cakes. So that run in the family. That must run in the family.
I think you scared the snack cake out of her.
That was that was a learned behavior. You had your sister, you watched her steal.
And then you end up getting yourself in trouble.
Yeah, so Eric,
like Mama always say, don't say what I say, don't do what I do.
So Eric said extortion, dog. Yes, sir. Yeah.
For the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a new one now, brand new.
Yeah, we got a brand new
Look
one.
what God did, Nikki.
I ordered it just for this story because I thought it'd be a nice touch. All right, so Mika, you are up, and you can. I would prefer you got two stories, either the one where Mama had jumped in the tub on your tail, or the one that you heard him got off the phone. So whichever one you tell, I think
there's your 4-tempo GL.
Yeah. That's what I had.
Oh, it's gonna be blurry because of the back.
But it was a GL though.
Yeah,
that was the car they had on RoboCop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We got Blue Streak Freak, Theodora Harper in the building. She goes, "Hey, Queens and King, hi, Caroline.
Hey,
what's happening?"
So Mika.
I can tell that story, but I almost want to tell the story where we got caught on the trampoline since Justin here.
Oh yeah, if you can, if Justin
go for it.
Nikki whooped out. She whooped everybody.
Yes, it's all y'all.
So I almost want to tell that story. Justin, what about you? Okay,
I got practice before I even had kids.
We may have time to circle back.
So, okay, in our family, y'all, like Ted said, we all live close.
Yeah,
we could wake.
At one point, there were 4 houses within a half a mile of each other.
Yeah,
maybe 3/4 of a mile, maybe.
Mm-hmm. And you can wake up, especially summer days, and your kids gone already. You don't know where they're
all day. Yeah,
you don't know where they at. Mama calling one of her sisters saying, "Hey, my kids over there." They outside. So the Caraways, especially Justin Terrence, like to get up super early and hit the streets. Super early. So Alicia and I, it was that day, it was Alicia, me, Justin, Terrence, Ashley,
Shalina was there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't Shalina there?
It was about 7 or 8 of us
Mm-hmm.
took to the street about 10 o'clock in the morning. And none of our parents were up. We gone. So we're and this side of Garland is called the Rainbow.
Ooh.
You're not supposed to be in the rainbow, y'all.
Ain't nothing nice.
No.
Ain't nothing. They doing everything on these movies. They doing it in the rainbow.
The rainbow started
the rainbow. So we said, what y'all want to do today? Y'all, we were bad. What y'all want to do? It was one of the days we didn't steal Aunt Maddie's car. We chose to walk.
Another story.
Yeah, we stole cars too. So we walk in, and Justin said, "Y'all, let's go jump on the trampoline." And we were like, "Okay, cool." So it was we don't know how he found it, but it was in the rainbow. Y'all, we don't know whose backyard this was, how we got in the gate. We went to the rainbow.
Gate.
We jumped. Justin and them jumped the gate and opened it for all of us.
And Justin, you didn't know who the people were?
No, back then trampolines wasn't as common as they are now.
Yeah.
No.
So when they had it, we were like, shoot, that must be for everybody.
Because the only people that I knew that had one back when we was growing up was the Gardens, Baby and them, yeah.
Oh, see, no. We didn't even have one on Henderson. If we had one over there, we would have just jumped that thing.
We would have jumped that one.
But we would have known who it was there because we knew everybody.
Yeah.
But Justin and we did not know. So Justin or Terrence, one of them jumped the fence and opened the gate and let us all in. So when I say, y'all, it's probably we've been gone 4 hours. We done jumped. We done sat. We done jumped. We done went to Mr. J's and got a drink. We done went back to that trampoline. We going crazy. So what we didn't know is the adults are going ballistic back at Aunt Maddie's house. Mm-hmm. Where are those kids? And we are jumping for our lives. Shalon had a green car at that time. And all of a sudden you see her circling we don't even know how she found it. Justin had probably been there before, and she probably caught them there before.
She probably thought we were at Lou Huff.
Yeah, probably.
That's right.
That's
she probably, but she sees us because
excuse me. Let me excuse him. He means the black wreck, because in Garland there was 2 wrecks. It was the white wreck and the black wreck. That was the black wreck.
For our viewers, it's Lou Huff.
Yeah.
Go call it the black wreck.
So this is what Shalon see when she driving. And she says, "Oh no, little soldiers, get off of that trampoline." And we like, what? What's wrong? And she like this. We like this. And we not listening to Shalon because she the big sister. We like, no, we not getting off. She said, "Hey, Wilma at the house, and she looking for y'all." And everybody like that.
Because they know Mama wasn't gonna play.
Yeah.
And we said, time to go. So we got off, and Shalon, it was about 6, 7 of us probably at the time. Shalon makes us walk back.
Yeah, we could have piled up in the car.
We could have piled because we did before, because we stole her car before.
Yeah.
So we knew how to get in their car.
So she was driving that Mercury Tracer is what Tracy said it was.
Yes, Tracy. And she driving back. She said, "Your little asses are in trouble now." And this how she's driving behind us. She going 5, and we just walking mad. And Terrence is like, "When we get back, somebody got to take the rap." And I'm like, "Me, I got it. Don't worry. I got it. And Terrence like, "Okay, cool." The guy, Justin them should have took their rap, but they let me take. I said, "Cool." We walk in the house.
You were always bold, so we knew. Put it on Mika. She'll deal with it.
I said, we've been jumping on a trampoline, and they said, "Oh, y'all about to get a whooping." Listen, I'm not, and I told Justin, we're not getting no whoopings. We grown. We 10, 12 years old, y'all. We grown. We don't need no whoopings. So Nikki, she done snuck off.
Sure did.
And I'm like, what? Because by this time, all of them at sitting at Maddie's house waiting on us. And she come in there and just start beating the hell out of us, y'all.
Mom and them didn't have to get up.
I said, "What the devil?" And Alicia said, "You need to raise your own kids."
She did. And she got whooped too.
Chastity and Keegan could not. They couldn't even go with us.
Yeah. Went 2, maybe.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe she whooped us, though. That threw me off. I was thinking Mika got it. It's her big sister. She ain't gonna whoop us. She just gonna talk to us. No, we all got whooped.
And Maddie them just sat there and let her whoop
and
us.
let her do it.
See? You see what say whoop your own kids.
My kids wasn't bad.
So
Like
yo, that was
Look at Chad.
that was crazy.
That was crazy
fun.
too, Chad. I forgot about that. But yes, we would, and Chad was in the house too, laughing because he didn't go that day because he was older. You know, he would let us go act a fool with him doing different other stuff. But that day we went on our own. And if Chad probably would have took us, we would have been all right. But Nikki beat the hell out of us. And I didn't talk to Nikki for a week. I said,
No, didn't.
I'm not gonna do that.
You remember when Chad stole Tracy's car and he was taking us to South Dallas to see Lincoln?
To see what?
Lincoln
Go see Lincoln High School.
Oh,
Tracy
God,
was
y'all.
sick. She had the flu or something. We all piled up in there. And Chad hit one of those big, you know, when you turn the lanes, one of the big, he hit it. The oil just started coming on out of there.
He probably loosened up the oil pan on his side.
That car was totaled.
Yeah, it was
after that.
Tracy car was.
Yep.
Wow.
We had to call home collect, and Tracy was she was hot.
God damn it!
So we're gonna have to do this again. I can already tell. But one of the things that we got to talk about is when Chad got pulled over by the police, when y'all was in the car with him, and what did he say when the police left and got back in his car? Don't y'all remember? He started screaming to the top of his lungs or something like "fuck you" or something like that.
Gosh darn it! People are getting murdered! You stopped me for a speeding ticket!
And he was screaming at the top of his lungs. Oh wow.
And we were coming from church, going across the bridge and got stopped in Raleigh. You know Raleigh cops were.
We be showing that after church.
Now y'all showed that at the choir rehearsal to go get drinks. That's what tripped me out. He
didn't go to choir rehearsal. He just went along.
Went for the drinks.
I went to choir rehearsal.
12 years old going along for drinks and picking up pieces to put in front of the house.
Yeah, but since Chad brought it up and we talking about cars, we have to tell y'all this story is quick. Electra used to pick us up from everywhere, y'all.
Yeah.
Everywhere. We had cousins that would just pick us up and do whatever we wanted. So one day she jamming. This is how.
Oh, that's who was doing it. It was Aaron that was hollering at the cop.
No, that was Chad hollering at the
cop.
cop.
I thought Aaron did it too.
No, and doing all this, and Chad said, take his head thing off. And so, because at stoplight, every stoplight, he did like this. Every stoplight, just lean back. And so this. And got to the stoplight, and one of us had took that headrest off.
It was Terrence that did that.
Terrence, he did like this and fell back. Do you know he cussed us for about 30 minutes and said, I hate you. I hate you. I hate all of you. You little bat, called us every name under the book, dropped us off at a Maddie house and said, you will be walking to whatever you want to do. Don't call me. And the next day he was back picking us up.
I used to he'd take me up to Taco Bell, give me a bean burrito.
He paid too.
That boy. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get to this Honey Bun story. And if we got time, we may hit a couple other ones.
And Justin Pawpaw story.
Yeah.
All of y'all wrong for that though. I don't care. If you knew and y'all didn't say nothing to me, you wrong.
But before we do that, we're going to pause for just a quick second for station identification.
BS3 Network is now on Roku TV under BS3 TV.
All right. So the famous Honey Bun story, or infamous, as CJ will tell you, He ain't been around that long, but he said he done heard us tell it since last December. So anybody new to the family, whether you're friends or dating someone in the family or whatever, mama is going to want to tell this honey bun story. So I was, again, in my heyday, 11, 12, somewhere in there.
Thugging early.
Thugging. And so I'm at Minyards, if we say it right, because when you live over there, we say Minyards. In the other neighborhood, they say Minyards, but we say Minyard. So I was in Minyards, and I procured a honey bun. And they had a plainclothes in there who spotted me. And as soon as I walked out the stove, he stopped me and said, "Hey, young man." He was waiting outside because guess I had other items in the bag that I paid for. And I had the honey bun inside my britches. So when I walked out,
no self-checkout.
Not saying.
So when I was checking out, he walked outside and was just leaning up against the wall, like he just chilling. So as soon as I walk out, he goes, "Hey, young man, I need to talk to you." And I'm looking at him like, my mom said not to talk to strangers. And so he's like, "I saw what you took, and by that time, that sack that I had with stuff that was paid, I got the rumbling because I was shaking, scared, terrified. So he's like, "Come on back in. We need to." And I know what I told him because I had a sack. Now again, remember my mind at 12. I'm still a quick thinker. So even though I was scared, and you told me, "Hey, I saw you," and I'm like, "I got a sack. I paid for this stuff." In the receipt inside the bag. He said, "Okay, let's come on in there and check then." And so he turned his back to walk in. I pulled a honey bun out out my drawers and put it in the sack real quick. Walked inside. He pulled the stuff open, started counting the items. Start counting the items up against the receipted items. And of course, the honey bun wasn't accounted for. Hey, she must have got to ring that shit up.
Liar.
You were
Ain't on me.
at that age?
Ain't on me. I didn't say shit, but that's for effect. That's called sensationalizing. I'm a professional, and that's the kind of stuff we do. So needless to say, he called them boys on me, that GPD. So Garland Police Department come in there and take me. They didn't cuff me. They didn't cuff me because I guess they figured I was a trustee.
It's like a story. They took me.
Yeah, they didn't cuff me. They put me in the car, took me downtown Garland and whatnot.
For a damn honey bun?
And yeah, they took me. Instead of just calling my mama up there, they took me down or whatever.
They was making an example out of him.
Yeah, and so, matter of fact, this story came up this weekend, and somebody said something about, we were talking to Craig about being locked up, and somebody said, "You don't know," and I'm like, "Shit, I done been on the inside."
Behind the honey bun.
So they took me down and called my mama. They didn't put me in a cell or nothing like that. They just had me sit on this little bench, And so all of a sudden, mama come around the corner holding that purse like Cheryl Underwood used to. And she just said, "Come here." And this is the first time I done tell my mama now. I'm like, "Shit, let these laws fight with me." I just like, "Nope." I'm like, "Nope." And she's like, "Come on." And so when we got in the car, and then she probably grabbed me by my ear real hard.
Like she used to do everybody.
And yanked me to the car. And so when we got in the car, of course, she's fussing at me, cussing me the whole way. And so, of course, she don't want to believe this about her baby. So when I tell her, "Mama, why would I pay for these other things and I stole that? They just forgot to count it." Whatever. So I'm going with that.
Lies.
So guess what my mama do? Ride right back up the Minions.
Yes.
And go up there, and she walking in the door wanting to believe me. Her heart wanted to believe me. So she walked in the door. Who I need to talk to about what y'all done did to my son. And so they like, "Ma'am, calm down. You know, we had a plainclothes officer. We had him in here because we've been having some inventory missing. So what she's trying to say is East Garland was tagging them. I was just one of a few.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know? So she went over to the register, the lady who checked us out, and the plainclothes came over there and said, "No, ma'am, I saw him put it in his pants." He goes, "That's what I'm here for," and stuff like that. And she like, "You got me up here looking all crazy in front of these people and stuff like that."
You made it worse on yourself. You just owned it. Like, all right.
No,
went
look
home.
here. You go down with the ship, baby. You don't give up the goose. If you got video, and back then wasn't no ring camera, no video everywhere.
Nope.
Yeah, that's true.
When she would have pulled into Minyard's parking lot, I would say, "I'm lying. I'm lying."
Yeah.
But he let it go
Because
on
I knew Mama was tough enough. She might be able to scare him out of this.
No,
You know.
I'm lying.
So
Well, thank God you have a record.
I ain't mean
beat his ass. I'm gonna get some comments. Then I'm gonna pick up a little bit. Let's see. Priscilla said, "Beautiful and funny stories. I thought my kids and cousins did things like that. I promise they all did." Keisha said, "Procured." CJ just LMAO. Grace says, "Wow." And she said, "For a damn honey bun." Keisha said, "Garland PD sure will make you a trustee." And CJ said, "Man, them niggas was doing too much over a damn honey bun."
And the honey bun was what, 25, 50 cents?
Probably.
But Nikki had money for the other
I
stuff.
had money.
I know he was tight with it.
No, it wasn't that I was tight. It was that we was poor. Mama would have counted that. I could have just been buying no stuff willy-nilly without asking her.
You could have called her or asked her before
On
you
what?
left.
The payphone?
Yeah.
Collect. I used to call
I'm
Mama
gonna tell you why.
collect.
So I'm gonna tell you why I didn't. I'm gonna tell you why I didn't call and ask it. Just stay tuned. Being I was about 12, so all that good stuff was happening around that age. CJ said, "Dog, I'm too petty. I would have caught Buddy lacking the next day." Grace Gore said, "Beat his ass." CJ said, "She still works there. We can slide out tonight." Marita said she beat your butt with the brown belt. Well, she did what was worse than anything, and she just made me sit in my room and wait on that ass whipping to come. That's the worst.
Yeah, Mama would.
You got to sit there and just marinate on that shit for a while, you know. So I stayed in there for hours.
Just keep replaying it in your head. How could I got away with this stolen honey bun?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep, Keisha. It was the Minyards on First Street. It sure was.
Yep.
And Aunt Wita says Ted and Mom had to go to GPD to get Bo when he was 12. He did the very exact thing, paid for some items and put one item in his pocket. There was at Albertsons on Centerville at Broadway. Hey, I tried to coach him up. I tried to coach him up.
Yeah.
Okay, so why didn't I ask? So remember, I told y'all whenever I was setting this up that there are some aspects of this story that nobody ever asked or nobody ever talked about. I've already told y'all some about the plain clothes and how I tried to get out of it and how whatever. Okay, so another thing you need to know is that I only stole the most premium of honey buns. I did best with these little off-brand honey. I stole them good white ice one with that good thick white icing on them. You understand what I'm saying?
That you can put in the microwave.
Them joints there, look at here. See, my shorts acted as that microwave. So by the time I got to it and I took the plastic off, it was good and warm anyway.
That's disgusting.
So check this out. Another reason why I didn't ask is because I got caught that day.
Oh, that brother been stealing.
That day. Oh, I had made off with probably 3 years worth of honey buns. I'm the reason why they had to hire the plane. They said we either gonna have to hire somebody or we just gonna have to put an extra honey bun in the budget once a week.
Mama said she owe you a whole bunch of whoopings.
Oh, I had that one. That was just the day I got caught. You understand what I'm saying? That's just the day I got caught. But yeah, I don't know if y'all remember seeing these convenience stores that'll say no more than 2 or 3 students in the store.
Yeah.
You want to know where that started? The 7-Eleven, we brought it was at Memorial at the 7-Eleven off First Street, where First Street and Broadway split, and that little there used to be a 7-Eleven that sit there. Let me put it to you like this: everybody that went to Memorial that lived on the east side stole from 7-Eleven on the way home. Hell, we got so good we were microwaving stuff and putting it in our backpacks and walking out.
Wow,
eating microwave food. They was taking whole containers of beef jerkies and stuff like that. So yeah, we the reason why it say no more than 2 or 3 students in the store at one time.
Yeah,
we sold family members cars.
Yeah, we
stole stuff.
We were trying to see
you stealing that shit. Whoever was working behind the counter should have been fired of me.
Let me say this. We went against the man. We like Robin Hood at the end of the day. We didn't steal from our own poor people. We stole from the man. Okay. Let's see. Ben said, "Go to your room and think about what you did."
That's
for
what
hours. And he said premium. They was the premium of honey bun. And Keisha said it right. Them white icing honey buns went hard. Them donuts up there was good too. And we said, Tig, love the Hostess brand. And then somebody said, did you continue thieving after that? On to our next story. Again, this is Once Upon a Time, our second time to tell stories, and I can tell we're going to have another episode of this because there are still too many stories left to tell. Mika, do you going to hit one more real quick?
I want Justin's take.
Okay, go for it.
Go on, Justin. Tell about your papa.
Justin, you got to say something.
Well, first and foremost, before I even get into that, for the people that knew that was my grandfather and didn't tell me nothing,
that's your parents' responsibility.
Calling that man Mr. Jesse the whole time because I thought he was just the old man in the neighborhood that looked out for folks. I used to love having them little $3. That was everything.
Yeah.
Go get his East Texas hot links. Make sure they got the hot sauce already on there. And get plenty of crackers.
Those were the best.
Get you a frozen Snicker or a frozen pickle.
Yeah.
Nope.
Because it ain't nothing like getting the East Texas hot link and you run out of cracker and you still got more hot link left. You got to give me enough to do at least 2 per hot link, 2 crackers per hot link, and put some extra on there just in case one of them crackers crack or break off. But then I can put another whole cracker over it to keep the thing together.
But the bad part about it is he brought us hot links. He brought us frozen Snickers. He bought us sodas all the time. We was just walking into his house at least twice a week. At least.
Wow. And
at
Justin
least.
didn't know.
And Justin be like, come on, y'all, let's go to Mr. Jesse's house.
Now, here's the thing. This should have given him a clue. He obviously wasn't a sharp 12-year-old like I was because Mama used to call him Jesse.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I wasn't even 12. And secondly, I was about his height, maybe at 5.
Yeah, because he was short.
Exactly. So I had no clue. There was no way you could tell me that. I was like, nah, But when he came in Mama's house, that was when I was like maybe 13. He came down and came in Mama's house. I was like, why Mr. Jesse in here? I was like, boy, that's your grandfather. Hold on. Nobody,
Mr. Jesse.
like, he died of cancer. Nobody told me nothing. And I was like, it makes sense because ain't doors was short. Everybody, Alfred. Exactly. But then I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because I used to always, he would say, hey, just go get me the East Texas hot links. And I used to look at them like, damn, that shit looked gross because they were all tangled together.
That's good, man.
And then he get the juice all going down. Like, no,
that's the
man.
best part.
Let me get my frozen Snicker and go. I'm drop these off right here to you, man. I'm out. Yeah, but I did not know that was my grandfather until later on. And then that was the Key family that really exposed it to me. Like, why you think he always gave y'all money? I was like, shoot, I just thought he did that for everybody. He's like, no, he knew all your siblings. He knew Mika, Alicia. He knew everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm like, y'all all grew up over there, so I'm like, yeah, of course he did. I'm thinking he been there for
Wow.
years too.
Wow.
That's
He
all
thought
right though.
he thought
Your
he had
parents failed you, Justin.
he thought he had a neighborhood benefactor.
I
Yeah.
really did, man.
But
I
mom
really
and
did.
them never said anything about us going there. So I was like, Justin, you shouldn't have like.
They probably thought
Yeah.
he knew already. They didn't
Yeah,
know that
that's
he
true.
didn't know.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
clue at all.
Wow.
We would
None.
say we about to go to Mr. Jesse's house, and they'd be like, all right.
Wow.
But
All right.
I mean, it wasn't like he gonna do anything. It wasn't
Yeah,
like
he was a nice
whoop
man
us.
anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We just said I always share our family history with y'all, and I would have told you, Justin. And Marita said, so sad.
Ain't it though?
You crazy, Keisha. You, Justin, you're right. Them East Texas hot links are disgusting. You out your mind.
We used to go there all the time and buy them
Out
hot
your
links.
mind.
And he
All right.
lived on the same street.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because it was right there on 4th Street.
Right.
I know I tried to get a burger out of there one time, and she was wrapping it up in that foil, and I saw that roach jump. I was like, nah,
I ain't never seen no bugs up there.
I was like, nah, you can go and keep it. Don't even worry about it. Let me get this man his hot links. Just give me a frozen Snicker. I don't want nothing off that grill.
Why you think they froze the Snickers, son?
I just thought it was better
this-
that way.
I did too. I still eat frozen Snickers to this
To
day.
keep them roaches out of
Yeah, that. And I heard the burgers were good, but I was like, nah, I'm good.
But at the hot links, you get your 4 hot links for $1.08.
Yeah. And the guy that owned it would always say,
JC?
that'll be $100.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You wasn't stealing. You ain't no stealing from there because that's that window.
No, that's a stand.
Yeah.
That's a hot link stand.
Yeah, for real.
All right, well, it is time for our final thoughts as the show has exceeded an hour at this point. And so we're going to start with the season queen, go to Mika and then Justin, and just share some final thoughts as we end this one. Nico?
Okay. I just want to just say that I really love our family and our relationships that we have with each other. And I'm so glad that we can actually sit around and reminisce about the stories that we've had, and hopefully our kids will one day be able to do the same thing with their cousins as well as we have. And I just think we have a great family. So I just wanted to just say that. And if any of you out there are not having a personal relationship with your family members, try to get that fixed, because family is basically all that we have. Mm-hmm. So that's just how I feel about it. So I love my family, all my aunties, my uncles, my cousins, my siblings, my mom. I love all of them. And it's nothing that I wouldn't do for any one of them if I had it. Whatever I have, if they need it, it's yours. Mm-hmm. So, but I love y'all. And I want y'all to know that, because we don't tell each other that enough. But we do tell each other, but not as often as we should, because tomorrow's may not be promised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, James Taylor, the great James Taylor, the other JT, he has a song out there that says, "Shower the people you love with love,
right?
Show them the way that you feel." So yeah, you got to shower the people you love with love.
That's right.
All right, Mika.
Same. I'm with Nikki. Thanks to our viewers. Thanks for tuning in. Like Nikki said, family is everything. You know, you can have family when you don't have money, when you don't have anything else. So I think we had one of the best weekends we've had since all of this stuff started happening with COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're finally getting back into the groove and all that good stuff. And I don't think I've laughed this hard in forever. When I say our mamas, aunties, uncles, cousins, kids cut up, Justice, Blake, and Zeke took one of the best
cornbread.
Cornbread.
They took one of the best pictures I've seen in such a long time.
Yeah, that was a nice picture.
I'm just saying, you know, the bond between, because your cousins, to us, our cousins are our first best friends.
Right.
So just having that love and support from not only your cousins, but your aunties and uncles is amazing. So I just thank God for my family every day. I don't do it like Nikki said, we don't tell each other, enough how thankful we are, because everybody doesn't have that. So yeah, I just want to say it was funny, y'all. And we haven't even touched the surface on some of these stories. It's ignorant.
Not at all. Right. Not at all. Barely skimming the surface right now.
Right.
All right, Justin, it is on you, sir.
Piggyback off Mika and Nikki. I mean, our family is truly a blessing. It's truly amazing. And honestly, some of my friends, they look at y'all like family and
Mm-hmm.
they love just being around and being a part of it. So for me personally, I feel like we got this bond because of our mothers and
Mm-hmm.
what
Yeah,
they
no
went
doubt.
through and what they overcome. But for us, I mean, it's nothing like it. I look at y'all like big brother, big sister. So for me, it's no replacing that at all. And just to be able to come and have a good time and just fellowship with y'all and just be around everybody and
Mm-hmm.
have laughs. Those are memories within itself that are
Right.
priceless. So I know Cornbread definitely always. We going to Tag House? I'm sure. Yeah, that boy, that's it. He got the basketball goal in the pool. Okay, cool. So, I mean that's really it. Honestly, like Nikki said, if you don't have that relationship with your family, I strongly suggest you
Yep.
try to be the first matriarch, patriarch, whatever. Build that relationship, establish those bonds, because life is short and it's not
Yes.
promised, and family will always be there for you.
Yep.
Absolutely. And CJ said it here. He goes, y'all are amazing. I tell Justin constantly how I love y'all. Families are close and tight knit. Mama said the exact same thing this past weekend
Mm-hmm.
because she, just like all of us, we get it all the time where people will say, how much they envy our family and how close we are. And the picture that Mika referred to is that one right there.
Yep.
You got Cornbread on the far right, Z, and then you got Blake, who has to do a flip into the pool. He can't just get in the regular way.
And that's not even half the kids.
No,
No.
And Blake, no, I need my $50. I
You better
tried to
leave some
pat
of
him
them
down
alone.
when he changed his clothes. He said it was in the car.
He
So
said it's in the car. It's in the
Yeah.
car, Justin.
He tired of hearing about it.
let's see. Rita says, I have the best nieces and nephews in the whole world, and I love them. We love you
We
too.
love you too, Aunt Rita.
Blue Streak Freak says, I really enjoy this show. I look forward to every Tuesday. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And then Aunt Linda said, I love my beautiful nieces and nephew.
We
Love you
love
too.
We love you too, Aunt
Yeah,
Linda.
she hugged me real hard this weekend, so I think she's starting to like me too.
That's
A little bit
good.
more.
Yeah, she say I love you, but I don't like you.
you must gave her a big piece of cake now.
That's another story.
Not the flip
Not a
one.
tiny one, huh?
Cut me a tiny slice. Well, okay, so my final thoughts are really similar to the thoughts that my other co-hosts have shared with you. And again, I don't take family for granted at all, and we put a lot of effort into making certain that we maintain this close relationship. And what's funny is that this episode today was basically the same thing that was taking place Sunday, sitting around the kitchen, having drinks, telling old stories, So there are just as many people in our family who have never heard these stories, just like our audience is, And again, what we want to do, what we strive to do is be just a little different here at Queen 3 and King. And we want to connect with you on another level, So we can pull back the curtain a little bit, be vulnerable with you and show you us and how we came about, how we came to be. And at the end of the day, we're no different than the next guy. We're no better than the next person. We don't try to position ourselves as that, but we want to come and engage with you, build relationships with you, and hopefully we can do this for a long time. So we appreciate you. We appreciate your participation as always. And I want you to stay tuned for Marriage is Real right after this. Jamie and Damien, who will also be our guests next week on the show as we talk about dress code. So on 712, Damien and Jamie Johnson of the Marriage is Real podcast. Again, they're on after us every week at 8:30. So stay tuned and check them out and join us again next week on another episode of Queen 3 and King.
Free Craig Young.
Free him.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Are we smiling or what are we doing?
The Queen Bee has arrived.
You know. What's your out then? So I'm gonna start with both of y'all's hands right here.
Look for my